This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. It is a Tuesday afternoon. Today is March 15th. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Glad to have everybody along this afternoon. Everybody who's tuning in on ESPN 1090 on traditional radio. Glad you guys are here. We're blasting throughout Southern California. Everybody who's on our YouTube channel right now, make sure you subscribe and get involved in our YouTube chat, which, by the way, I know a lot of people yesterday were in our YouTube chat going, what happened here? Why is segment 1 replaying as segment 2? Look, and people were saying, glad Grande's coming back. Brown, I know yesterday we had a little bit of some complications along the way, so I'm not giving anybody a hard time. Crap happens. What can I tell you? But we had that situation. So people in the YouTube chat keeping us up to speed and playing some checks and balances. Everybody who's listening on audio podcast platforms, whenever you're doing it, glad to have you guys here. And everybody watching on television tonight, we're glad you guys are here as well. As a matter of fact, Alex, I know you were out of town this weekend. Did you happen to see any of the posts on Twitter that when the San Diego Loyal soccer game was over on Saturday night, which I didn't realize the game was being aired on Channel 4 San Diego, that when the game was over and they went to commercial break, the first commercial was a Kaplan and Crew television promo, like Kaplan and Crew at night on Cox Review. Yeah, so I didn't know that the game was on Channel 4, but it turns out it was. And then as soon as the game ended and it went to commercial break, played a promo for the show.
Nice. Yeah. If you ask me, did you see, the answer is likely no from anything this weekend, except Aztecs. I watched a little bit of the heartbreak on Saturday, and then I did see that we will probably be playing Kansas.
Well, if we can.
No.
No,
I'm putting it out in the universe. The positivity that Creighton is just a speed bump to get to the real test.
I mean, that last play in the last game was a choke job. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to get tight from here. Creighton can score.
But here's the thing. Not a lot of great success for San Diego State in the tournament. I get it. You know, we've had 2 Sweet 16 teams and a lot of one and dones. I get it. But if I ain't going in. That's the one team that I will just be positive for every time is my Aztecs. I will just put it out in the universe, man. Because if they lose, they lose. But guess what? We ain't. And we're going to go play Kansas. That's if
it would be
Kansas
great.
doesn't get upset.
Yeah, and listen, well, the likelihood of Kansas getting upset is very low. But if San Diego State could play and beat Kansas, I mean, I'm not. Listen, I've told you guys all basketball season long, I really wasn't paying that much attention to college basketball. And anytime Kansas was playing on ESPN in the middle of the day, I was like, I'm not interested in this. But from what I'm hearing from the experts, Kansas is a number 1 seed, but they're not really that impressive of a number 1 seed. Wouldn't it be amazing to see San Diego State get by the 8-9 game and then have a chance to knock off number 1 blue-blooded Kansas? That would be incredible.
San Diego's number 1 win against a blue blood school is against Kansas in Kansas.
One thing I will give San Diego State in a second-round game would be, of all the number 1s, they are easily, without question, the most beatable. Easily.
Kansas.
Yes.
Kansas.
Yes.
When does the play-in start? Because I'm going to tell you guys, I have to. Today's Tuesday.
I think it starts Thursday.
When it start today?
See, the thing is this. So I'm a little old school when it comes to the NCAA tournament. By the way, not where I planned on starting, but we'll get to where I was going, which is about Fernando Tatis coming back in a second, because to me, that's still the big story. What are you saying, Grande?
Oregon and no, that's the first 4. Mountain West School tonight, 6:10. Indiana versus Wyoming.
Okay. Well, I have to print out the brackets. Do you guys print out and hold and write on the brackets, or do you do everything online?
Everything online.
No, I do everything online. They used to print it in the paper, and I would take the one in the paper and look through that one. But
now, Browner, would you just tell everybody, and we should have told Alex this before we came on, but Browner has already set up like a bracket challenge for the show.
Bam.
Nice.
Already rolling.
Yeah.
Let me know the code.
Yeah, let us. How do we tell everybody how to get in on our bracket challenge, Browner?
Hold on.
Do you have any idea, or do we have to wait until later?
I know. I gotta look it up.
Okay, forget it. Look, hold on. Let me just say this. So I have to print this out. I literally have to print out brackets. Okay.
Great Friends of Madness. That's the name of the group.
Okay, the great friends. So tell everybody, how would they get here? Put it back up on the screen if you don't mind. How would everybody get here, Browner?
So
that
you
we
have
can.
two choices. You can either go to my tweet, click that
Mhm.
link, and that link will take you to the group, or you can go to ESPN.com, go to the bracket challenge, and in the search group, Great Friends of Madness.
Great Friends of Madness.
Mhm.
So I was looking at the brackets because I printed one out and it's just the teams who's playing who in what region. The other one I printed out, this is what I always have to have, is I need to know what cities they're playing in. So for example, the West bracket is playing in Portland and in Buffalo and in San Diego and in Greenville, North Carolina. So you know how like this whole pod system, like so that's where these first round games are: Portland, Buffalo, San Diego, Greenville, Fort Worth, Texas, Milwaukee, Indianapolis. So I have to print out the one bracket that tells me not only the region but
So
the
where?
cities that the games are being played in. So there are games being played at San Diego State. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I
And
see Arizona's there? Number 1 seed Arizona's there?
I have to
Yeah.
try. Yes, number 1 seed Arizona is in San Diego. They're playing against the winner of the Wright State versus Bryant game.
The right state versus the wrong
You
state.
got Seton Hall versus TCU.
Mm-hmm.
You got I'm
These
sorry,
games
my
are
screen
meaningless.
froze.
I don't know why people talk about them. They're
Well,
meaningless.
here's the other thing. When you say they're meaningless, like I kind of knew that San Diego was hosting some of the early round games, but there's no part of me that is like, hey, this weekend I really want to get down to the arena and I want to go sit there and watch these games. Like there's just no part of me at all that wants to go sit there at an arena and watch the first round of the game. So
No.
but here's the thing is I was looking at the first four, which are the games that are being played tonight, and the print was so small. You ever go to a restaurant and like the print on the menu is small, but it's also kind of dark. So you're this guy now where you have your flashlight and you're looking at the menu, and then here's me. I'm like this now. Now this I'm like it's far. I gotta, but I couldn't see. It says the first four, and it says March 18th and 19th. And I'm like, no, they play these first four games starting tonight, don't they?
Yeah, there's a
How-
game happening like it's gonna tip off like right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Here's a tip for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just take a picture of the menu and enlarge it on your phone.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad call. Not terrible.
The
Not
whole
a terrible
light
idea.
eyes because the print's too small.
Yeah.
I would go with the whole picture thing.
I think I'm gonna have to eventually get some reading glasses. I think at
Oh
night,
no!
things are like starting to get kind of blurry and like
Moving around on you.
they're a little far away. I'm like, wait, what? I can't see that. I can't barely read it. Yeah, I know. I hate to admit
It's
it, man, but
happening, man.
I hate to admit it, but it is happening. I mean, I have been in age denial for a long time, but it's true. You know, you get a little older, things definitely change, no question. So, all right. So, look, let me say this. I did not intend to start with San Diego State basketball, and I want to get back into the Fernando Tatis story, and we'll get there here in just one second. Before we do, you guys tell me, Athletic Greens, am I the only one here that is every single morning before I drink coffee, before I eat breakfast, literally 6:30 in the morning, I go and I get my bottle. I put 12 ounces of water in it. I put in that one little drop of that tincture. Then I put in a scoop of the Athletic Greens. I shake it up. I sit in front of the TV. I turn on the news and I drink my Athletic Greens. And I remember I was at a friend of mine's house. It was about 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Hey, hold on, let me take my vitamins." So he goes to this drawer and he takes out one bottle, two bottles, three bottles, four, five, six. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm taking all my different vitamins. Here's vitamin C, and here's vitamin D, and here's vitamin B, and here's multivitamin, and here's fish oil." And he's got all these vitamins. And I'm like, "Dude, you got to get into Athletic Greens." He said, "Well, what's Athletic Greens?" 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, and probiotics. What I'm getting from people is, yo, I started taking the Athletic Greens based on your advice, and it has completely just cleaned me out. You know why it's cleaning you out? Because chances are the way you eat, I know this is certainly the way I eat, we don't have enough greens in our diet. We don't take in enough vitamins and minerals. Our food doesn't provide us with enough. We don't digest it, et cetera, et cetera. This stuff right here, you are going to sleep better. You're going to be more clear minded during the day. You're going to have more energy. You're not going to need a cup of coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And for those of you that are kind of stuffed up a little bit, get ready. It's evacuation time, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Grande, are you enjoying the Athletic Greens?
I am. It was good to get back to it because I did not take the travel packs to Chicago. So I took it this morning and it did its job. That's for sure. Feeling good.
Yeah. So here's the deal that Athletic Greens is offering to all great friends. I'm going to read it to you right now. With your first purchase, you get a 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D. Okay. And then you get 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So that's these things right here. So that when you go on the road and you're doing a whole bunch of drinking and partying and you're eating a lot of stuff, this stuff's going to help you because you're going to take it on the road with you. It's very easy to travel with. So you get 5 free travel packs. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. That's how you get your 1-year supply of vitamin D. It's how you get your 5 free travel packs. And I will tell you this right now. When you buy Athletic Greens, and you do it by going to athleticgreens.com/Kaplan, you will thank me. You will send me a note on Instagram, on Twitter. You'll send me an email. For those of you that have my phone number and anybody can have it, you can text it to me. You will thank me for Athletic Greens, especially for those of you that don't take vitamins, don't eat right, or thinking about your health and trying to get back into shape. Okay, somebody asked me about weight loss. I'm not telling you there's a weight loss product at all. I'm just telling you this is about getting healthier, taking in vitamins, nutrients, and minerals, and having energy, clarity of mind, good sleep. I cannot stop raving about this product. I feel stupid that it took me so long. People were telling me about Athletic Greens. They heard them on podcasts. They saw them all over Instagram. They're now an advertiser with us, and we're happy to have Athletic Greens here. athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. Browner, I know generally the only thing that you really put in your body that's green is like Mountain Dew. Are you down to keep trying this or no?
Yeah, man, I'm keeping it going. I'm keeping
you
it
are?
going. I'm gonna try it until it run out.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna try
Did,
it till it run out.
did you
'Cause
take the
now that I've
powder? Did you put the canister in the refrigerator?
yeah, like you said,
Okay.
now that I've become an everyday morning pooper,
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of rewired the system. So, it's not going bad for me. It's working out. It's working
All
out.
right. All right. Getting
I'm
healthy,
ready for
dog. I
another
like it.
ready for another tub almost, dude.
Oh, you need more. You need more powder.
Mhm.
You need more of the green powder. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I have it here for you. I know I got one for you. I got one for Mar.
Yep.
So yeah, we got to hook it all up. athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. All right, guys. Let me go back to what
The
I
only
think.
thing I would say,
Yeah.
they should put some wet wipes in there. That's it.
Right.
That's my only suggestion to this company.
Yeah.
Partner with Charmin or some baby wipe company.
Yeah.
Put a little package in there.
Right. It's not a bad idea, like to, like those little things that you carry around for babies, those
Yeah.
little wipies for babies.
Yeah.
They should send you one of those. Athletic Greens. This is all organic. It's
Mm-hmm.
biodegradable, etc. And you're probably going to need
You are going to need this. So we want to make sure you're fully prepared from the
it.
rooter to the tooter, as they say.
Yeah, right. Oh, and by the way, here's a suggestion for you. Maybe you should carry some toilet paper in your car when you leave the house.
I don't know if it's that bad, but
I'm
Yeah.
joking.
I don't.
I'm joking.
I don't. I also don't leave my house, so every time I need a toilet, it's right there.
Yeah, I'm only kidding. All right, listen, athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. Hey, Alex, by the way, side note, look at this. You see my shirt today?
Yeah.
Belly up.
Yeah.
This is now Browner's new favorite hangout.
Dude, it was
What did I
bombing
miss?
there.
What did I miss?
Bombing there, dude. It was my friend's birthday on Saturday. Scott hooked it up, got in there. It was bomb, man. The bands were,
Nice.
a cover band, so it was what it was. But the place is actually far more impressive than I thought it would be.
Yeah, Browner, can you imagine? I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers there.
That was probably nuts.
Dude, I mean,
I
to
can't
see
even
to
imagine
see a
that.
band that can play in front of a stadium of 60,000 people, play in front of like 300 people. I
I
saw
couldn't
Jimmy Buffett
imagine.
there.
I can't see when it starts to get names. I can't imagine how bananas that place would be.
Yeah. Or our friends, the Foo Fighters, they are playing there again. I want to say in April. That's something you should come to.
People gonna lose their minds in there.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. So Browner calls me on Saturday. He's like, "Yo, man, did you ever get those tickets for me for Saturday night?" I'm like, "Damn it! Oh, I forgot." And I was able to call some friends
Mm-hmm.
and set it up for Browner. And I was like, "You know what? I'm going to go meet Browner there." But Alex, I didn't make it because Saturday evening I was at the San Diego Loyal soccer game.
This guy.
Dude, did you see any of my social media posts from the Loyal
Nope.
soccer game? Dude, they have this thing now behind the east goal over
Traders
by
Row.
what'd you call it?
Traders Row.
Oh, would you stop? So listen, you know where the end zone seating is at a Loyal game, and they've got the fans that stand the whole game, and they play
Yes.
the drums and they sing. On the field down below, they have a new VIP area, food, beverage,
Oh,
and
that's where you were.
you're like right on the field,
This
right?
guy, dude. He
Of
talked
course.
about VIP.
Dude,
I
VIP.
know.
Did you see the you didn't see the video of the game winning goal?
No.
Oh, dude, you got to see it. I'm standing right there. Photo credit goes to my boy Blair, though. I'm standing right there. It's the 97th minute, Alex. It's a 1-1 soccer game. It's the 97th minute. They're playing against the LA Galaxy USL team.
Mhm.
This guy from the Loyal takes a shot, hits the crossbar, ball rebounds, and hits off the Galaxy player and goes right into the net. I sent you the video.
Oh, what's that guy doing?
Wasting beer?
Yeah.
You're crying.
Look at this. Wait till you see this. The time. Look at the time. Look at that. So anyway, it was a great event, Alex. I don't know if you're planning on going to a bunch of Loyal soccer games this year, but after the game's over, right? Landon Donovan comes over to where I'm standing. He and I hug it out. My son was standing right next to me. My son snapped a picture of me and Landon. I mean, we posed essentially. And Landon says to me, Grande,
What?
I need to talk to your boy Browner.
No way.
Yeah, true story. True story. Because he heard what Browner said last week about the 21-year-old kid that they signed, who was, the insurrectionist kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened
to... You need to insurrect some goals.
Well, I listened to Landon's interview with Darren and with Jordan Caruth, The Truth. And he talked about why he gave this kid the opportunity, why he was giving this kid a second chance, et cetera, et cetera. And so Landon comes up to me after the game. He goes, I think I need to talk to your boy Browner. And I think I'm up for it. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean,
Let's get some answers.
Right. I mean, listen, people deserve second chances in life.
Man, listen, y'all know me. I want all the smoke. Bring them.
Well, I don't know that it needs to be about smoke.
Right? It ain't about no smoke. It ain't about no smoke, but I'm letting folks know.
Yeah.
I stand by what I said. I'll be happy to have him come on here and we can have a conversation.
Yeah, and I'm sure
I may not have all the details.
And I'm sure he'd be happy to tell you, hey, dude, listen, when you're 21 years old and you do something that's stupid, does that mean for the rest of your life you're ostracized? Or, can someone kind of look deeper into your story and give you a second chance? And
I think my question would be for Landon, and he didn't want to talk to me, but I understand that people deserve second chances, but why are you the team to give them that second chance?
Right. Exactly.
And then that's where we should start the interview. So hopefully Landon will come on this week. But Alex, I'm telling you right now, the place was packed. There were probably like 6,000 or 7,000 people there. The fans were really into it. The game was super exciting. It was a great event. I was really happy to be there. So
we keep talking about these seconds. Well, let me say this real quick because this gets said a lot and people don't. Do we talk a lot about second chances? They put 15, 14, 16-year-old black kids in prison for 20 to 30 years for something silly that they did, but they're tried as adults in criminal courts. And so when we talk about giving people a chance, your skill set determines what chance you get going forward.
I agree.
Not this whole, they were young.
No, I
young
agree.
People get penalized like adults all the time where I'm from.
If he were
I'm
21
sorry if I don't have that same level of sympathy.
If he were 21 and were a crappy soccer player, none of us would have ever known this kid's name. But because he's 21 and they think he's got a lot of upside in soccer.
But he can't get in the game.
Well, listen, Landon, one of the things Landon talked about, and we can have this conversation with Landon later in the week. Landon said he understood what it was like to be young, have a lot of fame all of a sudden, a lot of money all of a sudden, and just still really be a kid. So Landon was sympathetic to this kid and what happened in his life and the mistakes that he had made. I'm not speaking for Landon. Landon can speak for himself.
For a second there, it sounded like you were talking about Tatis. He was young, made mistakes.
Well, okay.
Money.
So go back to Tatis. I'm glad you brought it back because we'll go deeper into this as the afternoon goes on. And Jeff Pearlman, who wrote the book Showtime, which is now the HBO series Winning Time, Jeff Pearlman will join us in the next segment. And I think it's going to be a fantastic interview. Jeff's a great guy, and we'll talk to him coming up. But Alex, your point is right on. I mean, Tatis is 23 years old. He's been, in the last 3-4 years, he's become ultra famous. He's become, beyond his wildest dreams, ultra wealthy. And he's a child, Fernando Tatis. He is a child at 23 years old. So I know that a lot of us are very disappointed, not only that he's been hurt, not only that he didn't get this taken care of, not only that the Padres didn't either send doctors or have Tatis come back. I don't lockout nonsense. The agent could have said, hey, Fernando's, you got a problem with your wrist. We got to get you back to San Diego to see specialists. At least the medical staff can see you. There's blame on the Tatis side. There's Fernando, there's his family, there's his agent, etc. And then there's blame on the Padres side because they should have done everything they could have done to make sure that they knew what the status of his injuries were. But in reality, he's a child. And maybe for Fernando Tatis, this is the wake-up call of, oh, you know what? This isn't Little League, or this isn't the minor leagues. This is the major leagues. This is multi-billion-dollar business. This is hundreds of millions of dollars at stake. And you know what? Going forward, I need to have more of a Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant, Jerry Rice sort of mindset of this is what I do. This is my career. This is my body. I got to take care of this thing at all costs. And I got to stop being like a little child and going home and being celebrated and everybody kissing my ass and telling me how great I am. It's a difference between being a pro's pro or being just an ultra talented kid, because you got to put in the work and you got to take care of yourself. So I know you guys have a lot of opinions about Tatis. I know you want to jump in on it. Let's keep going. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studio, 7milecasino.com. Jeff Pearlman, the author of Showtime, next on Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
The Rich Eisen Show airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. An engaging blend of insightful football expertise with an offbeat mix of humor and pop culture while continuing to attract the most recognizable names in sports and entertainment. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Rugby. It's America's fastest growing sport and the predecessor of American football, combining football's physicality, the free-flowing grace of soccer, the ball-handling skills of basketball, and the intensity of ice hockey. No pads, no helmets, all action. Rugby Wrap-Up and Major League Rugby, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on Your View, starting March 17th.
Hey Hoops fans, Victor Howell here, host for the NCAA Tournament Special Dance to the Dome. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local teams all the way to the Final Four at the Dome. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we dance to the Dome on Your View.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. Main Street Living covers what's important to you today, from our street to your street. Join Cheryl, Danielle, and Quincy for Main Street Living. Mondays at 9 on Your View.
So I became a dentist because I just love science and I love art. I have a music background, so I wanted to do something that I can use the hand dexterity that I've developed, through my musical training. We've had a practice in San Diego for 25 years. It's called the Super Dentist. For over 2 decades, I've had parents ask me the same questions on a daily basis. And so I decided to put all of this information in one place. I wrote a book. Title of it is If Your Mouth Could Talk. Because if your mouth could talk, it would tell you about the condition of your entire life. Right now, the oral care marketplace is a mess. And so we decided to launch a new company called Supermouth, which is a subscription model of oral care. And so we want to be proactively educating parents, providing the tools and the oral care products to make sure they can raise healthier, happier, more successful kids. The education piece is a key piece in our company, because if you're educated as a parent, you're going to do the right things. People can find my book, If Your Mouth Could Talk, themouthbook.com, and purchase the book there, and also get some special gifts to go along with the book.
Prospect Home Finance is a mortgage company. We specialize in residential refinances and home purchases. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you're going out looking for a pre-approval to buy a new home, meet with the realtor, we would help you facilitate that. and walk you through the process from A to Z. We specialize in getting homeowners loans for their dream home, but we also do more than that. So today we came down to Ocean Beach, partnered up with Surfrider, and had some team members come down here from Prospect, all pitched together, and had quite a bit of trash to clean up.
It's really heartening to see people come out and really care for the waterways.
It was great getting out here, and we're going to do it again soon. We're always looking for ways to give back to the community of San Diego. So if you have any ideas or need any help or support in any way, visit us at homefinance.com.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Rugby. It's America's fastest growing sport and the predecessor of American football. Combining football's physicality, the free-flowing grace of soccer, the ball-handling skills of basketball, and the intensity of ice hockey. No pads, no helmets, all action. Rugby Wrap-Up and Major League Rugby, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on YourView, starting March 17th.
Welcome to the 2022 San Diego Loyal season, live on YourView. Watch the San Diego Loyal host the Sacramento Republic FC, March 19th at 7 p.m. Come join us at the Torero Stadium and support the San Diego Loyal as they make their bid for the 2022 USL Championship. Come join the fun. Tickets are available. San Diego Loyal versus the Sacramento Republic FC, Saturday at 7 on YourView.
Hey, Hoops fans, Victor Howell here, host for the NCAA Tournament Special Dance to the Dome. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local teams all the way to the Final Four at the Dome. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we dance to the Dome on YourView.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
The San Diego Loyal are back in action. Last weekend, the Loyal got the win in their season opener against the LA Galaxy 2-1 in a wild finish. Thomas Mckay, who was acquired via trade, scored the first goal of the game in the 78th minute. The Los Dos would tie it up shortly after in the 84th minute. 7 minutes into stoppage time, Mckay got a piece of the ball again before it was sent by an LA player into his own net, giving San Diego the 2-1 win. It was the first season opener win in Loyal history. San Diego played with quite a bit of intensity throughout the night in front of a solid crowd of over 5,000 fans at Torero Stadium, and it paid off. San Diego hosts Sacramento Republic FC on Saturday. You can catch the action right here on YourView. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Vondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
It doesn't matter what your background is and where you come from. If you have dreams and you have goals, and that's all that really matters.
I owe a lot to Charlie.
When you black, it's not a movement, it's a lifestyle. This is who we are.
The Rising. Check your local listings for air dates and times.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Great friends, we welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios here on Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. For those of you that are listening on ESPN 1090 on terrestrial radio, got in your car, turned on the radio, old school, we appreciate you guys being there. For everybody that's watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and get involved in our YouTube chat. For those of you that are watching us tonight on television, Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, and if you're in Orange County or LA, it's channel 118 on Spectrum or Cox Cable. Happy to have everybody here tonight on television and anybody on audio podcast, Apple, Spotify, all the way down to iHeart. Glad you guys are here. All right, so Jeff Pearlman is here, guys. And Jeff Pearlman wrote the book Showtime. The book Showtime turned into the HBO series Winning Time. We're 2 episodes in. I'm loving it. And I really wanted to bring Jeff on to hear how this book that he wrote back in 2014 has become a series on HBO in 2022. Jeff Pearlman is back on Kaplan and Crew. What do you say, Jeff? How you doing, man?
I mean, it's 75 degrees and sunny outside, and I'm sitting in my backyard, so I have few complaints.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Where in Orange County are you?
I'm in Laguna Niguel.
Gotcha. Oh, beautiful. I mean, we're like 40 miles away from each other. I'm down in Cardiff, and the guys are down in North Park, so a little bit further south. By the way, how great was this weekend? I mean, the weather this weekend, I'm e-biking all around on the coast. It was like summertime here this weekend.
I had a moment when I was walking. I'm from New York, so I still really appreciate this, even though I've been here 7 years. So I was walking, and I was walking my dog, and the sun was shining, and it was like 75 degrees, and my neighbors down the street have a lemon tree, and they put out this basket of lemons to give away to the neighbors, and I was like, this is insane. Like, the world is a dark place, and there are so many things to be upset about, but I'm picking a lemon out of a basket on a 75-degree day, standing under a palm tree. So,
yeah, life is good here in Southern California. I know there's a lot of things around the world that have me very upset. I mean, I literally am addicted to watching CNN all day long just to continue to see coverage from the Ukraine. So I understand where you're coming from. Jeff, jump right in, though, if you don't mind. Can you explain how your book from 2014, Showtime, turned into this HBO series, Winning Time, which we're all watching and loving so far?
it's crazy. I never planned on this happening or saw it happening. I wrote the book, as you said, a long time ago, and back in 2014, a screenwriter named Jim Hecht called me up. He had heard me on Max Kellerman's show, I think on ESPN or whatever it was at the time, and he was a diehard Laker fan, and he bought the book, and he read the book, and he said he loved the book. And he called me up and said, "Can I come to your house and talk to you?" And I lived in New York at the time, and he showed up at my house, and he's like, "Look, I just think we could do something really cool." He just watched True Detective. He's like, "I just want to make the Lakers into a series, the 80s Lakers into a series." I said, "Okay." And I never believed it would happen. You know, he made, this is going to be huge, and you're going to be huge, and it's going to be great. And I'd been told this stuff so many times before with different books and different potential screenwriters. And through the years, nothing happened. And I was very skeptical. I never thought it would happen. A couple of years ago, we had a meeting with Adam Mckay. Jim was like, "We're going to go meet with Adam Mckay." And I was like, "I don't know who that is, but okay." And we went to his house, and he was cool. And then I don't know, a few months later, I get contracts from HBO. I still never think it's going to happen. Like, I just never have had books optioned, and they never happen. And then, I don't know, one day I'm reading, like Hollywood Reporter or one of those magazines, which I don't usually read. Someone sent me a link, and it was like, Adrian Brody to star in Lakers series. And I was like, wait a second, what? And there was like Sally Field to star in Lakers series. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's like, John C. Reilly, Jerry Button. After a while, I was like, wow, this is actually my book and the show based on my book. So I never saw it happening until it happened.
So could you just explain the business side of this? I'm always fascinated by it. You write this book, successful. Somebody read it and thought this could be a TV series. How does the business transaction work? Does somebody come to you and go, "Hey, we're going to give you X number of dollars to utilize your book and your story that you wrote about real life people"? I mean, can you just explain the business side of how that happens?
Yeah. So I would say, in a way, I wasn't a very good businessman with this. Like, normally what happens is, someone will come to you, like Jim Heck came to me, and he said, "We want to option your book." And they will buy the rights to the story for usually 12 or 18 months. And that gives them X amount of time to shop it around, and hopefully a producer, a production studio, someone will be interested in it. Well, I was a moron, And instead of charging Jim money, I was like, yeah, you can give it a go. And I just gave him the rights to the book without charging him, which is, a terrible thing to do. I just got lucky that he's a wonderful guy and like very sincere and dogged. So, you do that and he shops it around. And then I have to sign another deal with HBO, giving them the rights to use the book. The option goes to Jim. Then I have to option it out to HBO as well. And what hopefully happens are a couple of things. Number one, you start selling a lot more books because it's an old book that suddenly is back in the spotlight. And also they pay you an amount up front and then a per episode fee. And it's not amazing money. Like I've had people post memes of me like on a yacht, and I'm definitely not on a yacht, but it's, I have a kid who's a freshman in college. It certainly helps pay her college tuition.
Yeah,
So,
but I have a question. So why is it they need to use the book? Why couldn't somebody, if they wanted to, circumvent you and say, "Hey, look, back in the day, the Lakers were this. There was a book written about it, and we're just going to write a series based on the history." And they don't even have to say we use the book. I'm just curious why that is that they have to do that.
they could have. They definitely could have. It's funny when people credit the book. I always say you should credit the Lakers' existence much more than the book. The thing is, if they started using stories from the book, uniquely reported stories from the book that I reported, and that really is the book, it would be an infringement of copyright laws. Like you could, or I guess technically not copyright, but you can't just lift someone's material, present it as your own, and say, here it is. You just can't do that. Someone spent the time to report the book. Someone produced the product. Someone put it out there as a copyright material. So you cannot just steal stuff that's copywritten
Yeah.
and pass it off as your own. That's the
Yeah.
base. Now you can watch a Laker game and you can reenact Magic Johnson throwing a pass. But let's say in the book, I wrote about them having sand dabs, just as an example. When Magic Johnson met Jack Kent Cooke and Jerry Buss for that first meeting, they're eating sand dabs. Well, that whole story is straight out of my book. So if I'm watching the show and I'm a jerk or I'm just territorial about my material, I would see the show and I would say, wait a second, they're lifting my stuff and they're not even giving me credit or compensating me.
That is really interesting. I'm so glad we're having this conversation. Jeff Pearlman is here. He wrote the book Showtime. The book has turned into not mini season, series on HBO called Winning Time. Jeff, through the first two episodes, I'm just curious. Do the characters, are they how you reported on them? Obviously, there's got to be some exaggeration. But I'm curious, like people are talking about Jerry West, for example.
Yeah.
And in episode 2, you get to see that Jerry West isn't just some screaming lunatic all the time. He's actually dealing with depression back in what I think is the 70s or early 80s, before depression is being talked about the way it is in 2022. So I'm just curious, how do you like the way the characters are being portrayed based on the way you wrote about them in the original book?
So the answer that I think most people in my position would tell you is, oh, that's great. I love it and blah, blah. And I mostly do love it, but I will be honest and say it's an adjustment for a writer. Like my whole life and my whole career since I entered journalism is about reporting and digging and presenting facts. Like that's what you do in this job. And I have a Bo Jackson book coming out in October. I interviewed 700 people for that book, more than 700 people. So to me, precision is important in getting the material right and finding out he wasn't just drinking a soda, he was drinking a Coke. And he wasn't just drinking a Coke, but it was a Coke with the label peeled and it was a little flat and he took it out of there for like details is the hallmark of journalism. So it is definitely an adjustment to the idea that this show, it is not a documentary. It's not a documentary. It's entertainment, and that they will take liberties and they will take creative license. And that's basically any sports movie you watch. And it's why I'm a horrible audience for sports movies. Like my wife hates watching any sports movie with me because I watch Moneyball. The perfect example is I watch Moneyball, which is an excellent movie, right? But every time they talk about Scott Hatterberg leading the A's to this run, I'm like, they don't even mention Zito, Mulder, Hudson, Miguel Tejada, or Eric Chavez, So it's not easy for me. I think they do a really good job. They definitely sort of elongate, for lack of a better word, Jerry West's temper tantrums. He was very intense. He was very sort of explosive. He was very hard on himself. He probably could have used some anger management. He definitely went to therapy and needed therapy. But it's different than the book.
Did Jerry resign on the spot to Jerry Buss? Did Jerry West resign to Jerry Buss the way episode 2 presented it?
No, not really. Not really. Yeah, not really.
Very interesting.
Is this series set up for multiple seasons, Jeff? Or if depending on the success of season 1, or is this going to be a one season done?
I think it's multiple. I mean, the plan is so the book I wrote is 79 to 91. It begins with Magic arriving and ends with Magic announcing his HIV. This first season is 10 episodes. It's only 79 to 80. So I know they're already trying to write season 2, I guess, depending how the series goes. And they optioned my Shaq Kobe book, Three Ring Circus, as a long shot possibility if the series does really well and it goes on and on. So hopefully it goes on for a while.
Well,
Wait,
Three Ring Circus is an awesome book.
Thank you.
Are you involved with the writing going forward with Winning Time, or is it something where now that they own the rights, they don't have to reference you or ask you or get you to play a part in this going forward? Will you?
Well,
just
they
keep
never
it
had to. I mean, they once they bought the book, they could do whatever the hell they want with it. Like, they have the right. I feel very lucky. They've been very inclusive. They've tried to utilize me. They've asked a lot of questions. They've asked a lot of fact checks. They sent me all the scripts. They sent me all the episodes. They had us appear in myself, my wife, and my kids, and we're all in the pilot, the first episode.
Nice.
Yeah, they've been really gracious about it and really great about it. But just being honest, they don't have to be. Like, it just so happens that Adam Mckay and company are really decent people, and they've shown an interest in my thoughts on it. But they could have easily bought the book. There are a lot of stories of authors having their books optioned and the author trying to go to the set and the people being like, yeah, no, that's great. We'll call you. Don't come too close. We'll call you. Don't worry. We'll call you. It'll any minute now. And you never hear from them again.
Jeff Pearlman is here. He wrote the book Showtime. It's turned into the HBO series Winning Time. We're 2 episodes in. It airs every Sunday night. How many episodes are there, Jeff, in the first season?
10.
Wow. Amazing. So I'm curious, the portrayal of Magic Johnson, what you wrote in the book, which unfortunately I've not read yet, versus what I'm watching. So I don't have that luxury of having read it and then seeing how they present it. But I'm wondering, so Magic, he's portrayed early as he's kind of a ladies' man before he even becomes like Magic of the Lakers. And in episode 2, he's kind of he's sort of all over Cookie, who eventually becomes his wife. I only know because I know who she is, but I mean, like, in the show, if you don't know any of these characters, you don't know what's coming, I suppose. But is that based on a lot of the research that you did? I mean, in the original book Showtime, is that who Magic was at 19, 20, 21 years old?
All right, so I have to say, first of all, and this is not me BSing you at all, I'm just being very honest. I wrote the book 8 years ago. So it's actually weird re-promoting a book that, like, it's many books ago now. So all the details are not super fresh in my head.
Yeah.
And also the other thing that's really important to say, like, the book is a source material, and I guess it's probably the primary source material. But I know the researchers for this book did just an absolute ton of digging and digging and digging and read every book ever written about it and read every article ever written about the subject. So it's not like it's a literal reenactment of my book.
Yeah.
So I know Magic was definitely a player growing up in Michigan as far as with women. I know he had a relation with Cookie going way back. I can't tell you for a fact whether he was sitting on the steps talking to her about leaving.
Right.
But I also can't tell you that they made that up out of thin air. Like, they did a lot of research outside of my book.
Has Magic or anybody, because I've heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, that Jeannie Buss has like ended her relationship with you. Again, I don't know if this is true or false. I don't know how close you may or may not have ever been with her, but I'm just curious. I'd heard that Jeannie was not happy with the show. And I just wonder if A, if that's true, and B, has anybody else who's portrayed, be it Jerry West, be it Magic Johnson, has anybody else reached out thus far and said, hey man, what the hell? And are they blaming you if they don't like it, is really, I guess, my question.
I haven't really heard from anyone. I know Jeannie. I mean, I have a good relationship with Jeannie. I haven't heard from her in a long time, and it's probably related to the show a little bit and her concerns over the show. And supposedly she liked the first episode and really liked it. I don't know. And I don't, like, again, not to sound lame, like, you write a book and it's not like you stay buddies with the people you write about. Like, I don't hang out with James Worthy and Norm Nixon. I know, I know Magic has said he wasn't going to watch it. which I find hard to believe. I know Kareem said he wasn't going to watch it. I can believe that. I understand. Like, I do understand. I think I always say this when I write books, and I think it's the same here. You have to understand where people are coming from. And if we'll just say Kareem, and there's this show coming out, and there's a character literally based on you who looks like you, who's called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's playing you, and you get no money out of it. You have no creative control. You have no editorial license. Like, I get it. Like, I get you being annoyed by that or being pissed by that or wanting nothing to do with it. Like, I'm not someone who's like, how dare these people behave this way? I totally get it. I don't know if that's what he's thinking, but if it is, I think it's very reasonable. I feel I've written many books about people who didn't have anything to do with the book. You know, after I wrote Brett Favre's biography or leading up to it, he wrote me this long text about why would I talk to you? You're not paying me for it, and I'm not getting any sort of insight into it. And I was thinking, that's a fair point. I understand what you're saying. I'm still going to write the book, but I totally get it. So.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. I'll tell you one thing: the book that you had that we talked about a couple years ago, the book about the XFL with the USFL with the USFL coming back.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, I feel like there's a series waiting for that book too.
It's not, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but like the new, I think that's the first time I ever said Debbie Downer in a sentence. The new USFL was crap, man. I can't get behind it. I was excited when they were doing it. I thought it was cool, but basically they're like taking all the old logos and that's it. There's no connection to the old USFL, none of the old players, none of the rules, none of the history. They don't care about the history about that league at all. It just seems like a gimmick for Fox Sports to put football on in the spring. I'm actually disheartened by it, to be honest.
Yeah, but I would just think all the more reason for them to want to create a series based on your book, plus the Trump character, and the way you frame that whole thing. So Jeff Pearlman is here. The book Showtime, which, by the way, I'm curious, is there a revival of sales with the book that's 8 years old?
According to my publicist, which is my wife, she checked Amazon last night and said, "Man, your book is selling really well." So
really?
They did add.
Yeah, I just looked it up too.
Yeah, because like basically what happens is we're all a bunch of, we all gauge our book success or failures. One of the big ones these days is your Amazon rank. Amazon ranks sales for every book. And, when a book first comes out, you want it to be as high as possible. And then usually it fades into the deep 100,000s. And I think my book is back in the 1,000 range, which is actually really good for a book that came out 8 years ago. So, who knows? And they put a new kind of mini cover on it. They added a stamp to it based on the HBO series. So that was cool.
Yeah.
You're number 15 in all of sports, man. You're back.
That's always misleading. I mean, I don't even. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is really, I think it's amazing. What I've loved more than anything, Jeff, is watching you on social media be very humble about like, hey, I wrote this book. I can't believe they actually turned it into a movie or, a series. And I can't believe I've been invited to enjoy some of these things. Like you had a really funny post a couple of weeks ago. You were dressed for Hollywood, kind of. You wearing a sport jacket and a t-shirt and kind of some cool pants and cool shoes. And you're like, I don't feel like I dress like this. I just showed up this way and they recognize me. And I can't believe I feel like you've been so real about your disbelief that this has actually really happened.
I feel like all right, like the premiere party was a week and a half ago now. It was Wednesday, almost 2 weeks. And I feel like myself and my kids went, like we were invited to fantasy camp. It was like Hollywood fantasy camp. It was the weirdest, coolest, trippiest. Like there was this moment I posted on my little Instagram feed, who cares? But like it's me, my 18-year-old daughter, who's a freshman at UCSD, and my son Emmett, who's a high school sophomore. And we're at this party, and HBO threw it. It had to cost $1 gazillion. It was bonkers. And they had a cigar rolling station, right? And I don't smoke cigars. I don't think I've ever smoked a cigar. I don't smoke anything. My daughter, she's like, "Dad, you gonna smoke a cigar?" And I'm like, "All right, I'll smoke a cigar." And I went over to my kids, and Michael Chiklis, who plays Red Auerbach, was there with his family. And we were chatting, and I take a cigar and I smoke it and I hate it. And my daughter's like, "I want to smoke it." And I was like, "All right." And she tries smoking it and she hates it. And my 15-year-old son is sitting there, and I know I'm losing any like great parent points, but I was like, "Emmett, try it. Just try it once." And the three of us are like, like the cigar wrapper said winning time on it. And like, we're sitting there with this actor who plays Red Auerbach smoking cigars at a party thrown by HBO for a show based on a book I wrote. And it was just preposterous. And I'm there with my kids. And I don't think I ever realized the depth of this, how badly you want your kids to think you're cool, or at least appreciate you a little bit and feel like, oh, that's kind of special. My dad did something. And that was all really meaningful for me. It really was.
Dude, I feel you, man. I think our kids are on somewhat parallel paths, although I have 4. You have 2, right?
I have 2.
Yeah, and your daughter, you said, is at UCSD down here in San Diego?
Sure is.
That's awesome. Jeff, listen, I would, if you don't mind, because we could keep going on and on, but we're up against the clock now. Can we do this again? Can we bring you back as the series goes on?
Only if you pay me the same amount you're paying me today.
Done deal. Done deal.
Yeah, of course.
Which is the same amount that Kareem is getting paid.
Exactly.
We'll give you that Kareem rate.
Or I'll make the same amount for the series.
Hey, Jeff, congratulations to you. This is so awesome. I love following this whole thing. I'm so happy for you and loving the show so far. And thanks for doing this for us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
All right, everybody, stick around. We're coming right back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
.1090 just got bigger and better. Please join us in welcoming SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate, the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. NFL, MLB, NBA, live game, the best sports talk programming with the largest signal in all of California. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on Your View, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. and visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show. Welcome to the 2022 San Diego Loyal season, live on Your View. Watch the San Diego Loyal host the Sacramento Republic FC March 19th at 7 p.m. Come join us at the Torero Stadium and support the San Diego Loyal as they make their bid for the 2022 USL Championship. Come join the fun. Tickets are available. San Diego Loyal versus the Sacramento Republic FC, Saturday at 7 on Your View.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
The San Diego Loyal are back in action. Last weekend, the Loyal got the win in their season opener against the LA Galaxy 2-1 in a wild finish. Thomas Mckay, who was acquired via trade, scored the first goal of the game in the 78th minute. The Los Dos would tie it up shortly after in the 84th minute. 7 minutes into stoppage time, Mckay got a piece of the ball again before it was sent by an LA player into his own net, giving San Diego the 2-1 win. It was the first season opener win in Loyal history. San Diego played with quite a bit of intensity throughout the night in front of a solid crowd of over 5,000 fans at Torero Stadium, and it paid off. San Diego hosts Sacramento Republic FC on Saturday. You can catch the action right here on Your View. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Today, we proudly held the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new office in La Jolla, California. Here we are in the Merrill Lynch building, right in the middle of the village, and really, really happy to be part of this neighborhood. This is really special to Prospect in that it almost signifies the fact that we've grown up officially. We have survived the past 15 years by being very agile. We come to this one amazing location from 3 separate offices. So it's fantastic having everyone under one roof. This is going to do wonders in terms of streamlining our operations, being able to communicate with someone down the hall as opposed to someone who's several blocks away is going to be terrific. Our CEO, Jason Vondrack, he's a very humble person, but I know this day really, really means a lot to him in that he has led this company for 15 years. And he started this business out of a studio apartment. And look where we are now. That's huge. I think this new space signifies just endless possibilities for prospects. I mean, we're headquartered in La Jolla, but we do business all around the country. So our goal is to be licensed to offer home financing in all 50 states, and we're well on our way.
Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable.
Hollander Dental is unique because we have been serving the Carlsbad community for over 25 years. We have a very spacious office with ample parking and state-of-the-art technology. The office has been newly renovated, so all the equipment and facility is brand new. Any patient visiting Hollander Dental can expect to be taken care of at every step of their visit.
With care and love and support. So when we're going through tough times, as dental work is and can be, they make it easy for us as patients.
Investing in your smile and your overall dental health in the long run will help you save money by preventing other medical conditions.
I would absolutely recommend Hollander Dental.
I do recommend Hollander Dental to anyone I know who needs something done.
I founded Driveway Auction after working in the automotive industry. Becoming a dealer and questioning the process that puts consumers at a huge disadvantage when selling their cars.
The big difference between Driveway and the other services is that Driveway works for you. If you've ever tried to sell a car, you know that it's an awful process that makes you either go and meet strangers in parking lots to take test drives or sit at the dealership for hours and hours while they wear you down. Driveway eliminated all of that.
With Driveway Auction, we come to you, so we complete the 40-point vehicle inspection from the comfort and convenience of your own driveway.
We send an independent third-party inspector to take measurements of the car, take pictures of it, evaluate the condition.
We use that information to advocate for you, using our network of buyers to compete. And when they compete, you win.
They take over the whole process, and you don't have to do anything.
Our clients get more money and a better process with Driveway.
Everybody at Driveway made me feel so comfortable during the whole process. It was a great experience.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
You always want to live in the best home possible. And that's what really at the heart of what our business is all about. And for over 20 years now, we've been focused on helping people get to the right property. At Move Up San Diego, we have created systems that are duplicatable because that creates the same results. Whether it's a trade-in option that we're doing a lot of right now, which allows people to be a cash buyer before they actually sell their home, or our moving concierge program, which actually helps you not just with the buying and selling of a property, but we help with the entire move. The best way to get a hold of Move Up San Diego is to either visit our website, moveupsandiego.com, or you can download our app called Move Up Homes, or you can call me direct on my cell phone at 858-204-7259.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on your view, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. And visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 a.m. ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.